All right, we're live. What's going on, everybody? Here once again, live stream with the man himself, Guard the Leaf. What's going on, brother?
Uh, it's going. I don't know about you, but I'm getting a bit exhausted, and I don't want to say exhausted. It, it, it's how do I say it? I think I don't want to say I'm getting burnt out, but
Mhm.
I think because you and I are content creators. We follow the media and everything going on so much. I feel like it's getting a little bit overwhelming, and it's only what 25 days into the year, and it's been a crazy start to the year. But how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. It's good to see everyone here. By the way, we should be streaming across both channels. So hello to the Guard the Leaf community from my side. I know we overlap quite a bit, but no, I hear you, man. I am absolutely exhausted. We talked about
Yeah.
a month ago. We did a live stream together, and the world has really changed since then. And I don't even know where to start with it, if I'm being
I
honest with you.
yeah, I don't know either. I mean, it's just so much going on right now, and it's I have to sit back sometimes and wonder, like where is this world going? Is it going to continue going down this road of hate, racism, separation, and all that kind of stuff? It's a bit overwhelming for me. I mean, you and like I said, you and I are content creators. We kind of see a little bit more of this than most people, but it's to that stage where I'm really starting to get worried. Like, how far is this going to go?
Yeah, I here in America, I feel like it's going to I don't know. I don't know the right fucking answer to that. It's going to continue to escalate over here. As
Mhm.
we all saw yesterday, yet another American shot and killed by ICE in the streets.
Yeah.
And this one's interesting, Guard the Leaf. This one's super
Mhm.
interesting. I don't know the full details, so anybody feel free to correct me if I'm getting this wrong. But
Mhm.
what I understand is that the person that was shot may have been in possession of a gun. Now, listen, I'm not saying that's a good reason. The observation I'm pointing out is that all of a sudden Donald Trump came out and said a person with a gun is it makes it justified.
Right.
And an interesting thing with this is, for years and years in this country, we have been told that the Democrats are coming for your guns. That's why you can't vote for a Democrat. They're coming for your guns. And then Donald
Mhm.
Trump comes out with this statement, and I think a few other he had no gun. Fair enough. Thank you, Melissa. I appreciate that. That's what must be what they're trying to spin then. But what's interesting about it is that now the Republican Party apparently is anti Second Amendment,
Yeah.
and I
I
wonder what I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go
No,
for
no,
it.
go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. I'll let you finish.
I just wonder what that means for all the people that came out and voted for Donald Trump. Are they now going to give up their guns? Are they going to hand them in? I have no idea.
Yeah, because I just watched a video from Adam Mockler talking about this topic, and he did mention that the Republicans, who are very protective of their guns, are now kind of questioning and saying, well, our Second Amendment is now being breached because of this, right? So
Mhm.
it is a bit of a different scenario than the first time ICE murdered somebody, and it kind of has a bit of a different spin on it to me. I mean, rest in peace to both people, and I never
Mhm.
want to see this, right? But I feel that this might have crossed the line for some Republicans who feel their Second Amendment now is at risk, right? So,
I wonder about that. Yeah,
mm,
thank you to everybody that is filling me in on the story. Yesterday was a very busy day, so I'm hearing or reading in the comments that uh, he did have a gun. I'm reading that he had a concealed carry license. I'm hearing that the gun was taken from him before they
yeah,
executed him. This is the problem in our world these days. Is like there's so much different information coming out. The fact of the matter is, I want to be very clear about this. If he had a gun, didn't have a gun, none of that matters. This was a fucking execution. That's what it
correct.
was. But to
Yeah.
your question, I wanted to get that out before anybody took what I was saying the wrong way. But to your question, it's interesting because there's going to be the group of people that say, nope, Donald Trump said so. so I'm going to turn my gun in, which is so interesting because they've been basically running on that platform for at least the last 30, 40 fucking years. There's going to be the group that gives their guns to the government, and there's also going to be the group that says, no, my Second Amendment, motherfucker. And it will be interesting to watch that unfold for sure.
Yeah. And I think too, like that's where us, I mean, maybe I'm wrong because I'm not a US citizen. I don't know. But I think that's where there might be a split within the Republicans, those that give up the guns and those that say, no way, my Second Amendment. And that might be, I don't want it to escalate, but it could be a point where it might be something that does escalate. So I really don't know. But yeah, no, I mean, Dopius, Kitimus, you're right. NRI, they probably got to be thinking what the heck's going on right now. So
yeah, that's a very, very important point because some dipshit Republican, I don't remember which one, who they were, came out and said, well, yeah, he was in possession of a gun, so it was justified. The NRA came out against that. So your point is super valid because the NRA has the ability to fracture the Republican Party by itself. So yeah, from what I saw from the NRA tweet, they were pissed about this. So it was such a good point. Such a good point.
Yeah. Sorry, is the co-host too loud? If so, I can try to see if I can move her out of the room.
She's making some noise. I mean, it's not bothering me, but I don't know.
Okay. I got my headphones on this time, so I can't really hear her too much. But if it's too loud on the mic, just let me know and I'll remove her. So
yeah, you guys let us know in the comments. They're saying leave her and she's perfect, and so
yeah. Okay. I'll
cool.
Hey, let me eat this.
Yeah,
I got the treats this time, so she can eat. Okay, hopefully that quiets her. So, anyways, so yeah, I mean, I don't know if this has happened in Minnesota or not, but have they actually called in the National Guard to Minnesota?
I don't know. They might know in the comments. I don't. Last I knew, Tim Walz had activated the National Guard, and it was some sort of strategic move to prevent Donald Trump from doing it. Right. But that was like a couple weeks ago. That was the last time. ICE executed someone.
Right. It looks like the chat is saying they have called in the National Guard. So.
Right. And I mean, what does that mean exactly? Who are they there to protect? Right. That's somebody else just asked the same question. Are they there to protect the ICE or the citizens? And you know what? I'm kind of going to get off track a little bit, but that's why I don't know if you guys have noticed in my videos, I've been getting very frustrated lately because there are a lot of people coming to me in particular and saying, you need to stop this. And I understand there's so much frustration in the world right now. And I try to kind of let that slide when people get angry about that. But you know, the feeling that you guys get when Donald Trump says, hey, we're going to invade your country, be that Canada, Greenland, Venezuela, Colombia, right? Well, we get that feeling too. I mean, this is an administration that is willing to turn the military on us, So when they say you need to go handle this problem, well, we're massively outgunned here.
Yeah, and hopefully guns aren't needed, right? But unfortunately, I don't know what else can be done at a citizen's level to kind of reduce what's going on right now.
It takes a lot of organization. What we've seen is every time Donald Trump starts fucking with another country, there's one thing that always gets him to back off that other country. You know what it is, right?
Sorry, what?
There's always one thing that gets him to backpedal when he starts going after another country.
It's a stock market, isn't it?
The goddamn stock market every time. So it's financial, right? Yeah. So when I was on a video last week and I said, you guys want me to join the general strike? I'll park the truck right fucking now. I'm not doing it by myself. That doesn't do anything, But if there is a general strike, yeah, I'm in. It's a financial response. It always is. So if we continue to go along and buy shit and go to our jobs and pay our credit cards, all those things, we're not doing anything. We're
Right.
not doing anything. So
Yeah. And it's got to be definitely a coordinated effort across the country on in every state, right? So
right, and that's
it's
the hard part. Sorry,
Mhm.
I cut you off again. Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
No, 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 no. I'm just saying. I mean, saying like it's definitely hard to coordinate. And one of my observations, just me kind of being an armchair observator from outside, but I think the No Kings protest is a good start. Although I read a stat. I mean, I don't want to upset any of mine or your U.S. viewers or not, right? But when you see it on TV, it looks massive, right? And I think I read there was 7 million or 8 million in the last one.
Mm,
Um, but if you compare it to the population of your entire country overall, it's kind of a drop in the bucket, right? So I
mhm,
think if the next step, in my opinion, and I have no right to say, or I'm just kind of thinking out of my top of my head right now, but a general strike would definitely be more effective, where you guys just stop spending your money, you stop
mhm.
working, you stop doing whatever it needs to be done. And that, in my opinion, causes a little bit more damage, if you ask me.
Yeah, you're 100% right. And here's kind of what we're up against. You've got the roughly 30% of the population that is the MAGA cult. Now we're
Mhm.
chipping away at that as
Yeah.
the Trump policies, for lack of a better term, start to affect more and more people. He's losing popularity rapidly, but we still have to contend with the fact that there's that cult. But the bigger problem with this particular situation is the amount of people in America that simply are not paying attention. Everyone here
Yes.
is paying attention. Everybody watching this is paying
Oh, for sure.
attention.
Yep.
But there are so many people in this country just going on about their day-to-day life. They don't pay attention to any of the news. They blissfully unaware that
Yep.
the United States is gunning down citizens right now.
Yeah, and I can give a perfect example of that. One of my friends who lives in Nevada, and he's a close friend of mine, and he did vote on the Democratic side. Keeps
Mm,
asking me, "Hey, do you want to come over? We'll do a couple rounds of golf in the spring. I'll get it all set up." And I'm like, "Yo, do you not know what's going on right now, right?" And he's like, "No, what's going on?" And I was like, "Are you serious?" Like, he's like, "No, I really haven't been paying attention what's going on." I said, "Well, first of all, as a Canadian or as an international tourist, we have a hard time coming into your country. We get a
mm,
lot of attitude at the border and stuff, and it's just a hassle, right?" And then I said, number two, your country's president is still trying to take over my country and Greenland and everything else. And my friend's response, I mean, he's very apathetic about everything that's going on right now. His response was, "Oh, I thought that was just only happening last year. I haven't really paid attention," right? So it was a very frustrating call that I had, but at the same time as well, it also made me realize that, a lot of people just really kind of are unaware of what's going on right now, right? So, but like you said,
mm.
everybody watching this live stream right now on both sides of the border and even internationally, they know what's going on. But, I would also say as well that in Canada, there are people as well that are probably not 100% in the know of what's going on either, right? So it happens on both sides of the border.
Yeah, exactly. And
Yeah,
until those people start being affected by it, then they simply will not pay attention. I don't know if this
100%.
is worldwide or not, but here in America, if it does not affect you directly, you do not give a fuck about it.
Yep.
You don't worry about it. That's happening
Mhm.
in Minneapolis. Why the fuck do I care in Denver? Right?
Yep.
You should care. You 100% should care, but until it's like knocking on your door, people just don't give a shit. Just don't
Yep.
give a shit.
Yep.
And that's how
And
that go ahead, go ahead.
no, no, no. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just saying that's how it happens. That's how this slow takeover of the country happens. You beat down Minneapolis first, and then
Mhm.
like I think you had mentioned, maybe it was before the stream or during the stream, I don't remember, but Maine being the next target. What they're
Yeah.
doing is looking for what they perceive to be weaker targets that are going to bow down, go through them one by one. You
Mhm.
don't see them setting foot in fucking LA or Chicago. I mean, they've tried a little bit, but
Yeah.
but they backed off of it real quick. So
Yeah.
they're looking for what they perceive to be those weak targets and just kind
Uh-huh.
of erode the system that way. That's what they're doing.
Yeah.
And this, I wanted to get to this, Leslie's comment. The really interesting thing was Bondi asking for the voter rolls after they shot dead another man in Minneapolis. Pam Bondi reached out to Tim Walz, and basically it's not verbatim, but implied sort of, hey, this can all go away if you give us your voter rolls in Minneapolis. This is about the election. 100% right, Leslie. 100% right.
I was actually just going to mention that because I saw that earlier on social that she was asking for the voter rolls, and it's sad that your government is actually throwing ICE into the state requesting this all for this information, right? So
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely part of it. This is I expected Donald Trump to escalate this year going into the midterms 100%. The speed of the escalation is just fucking insane. I can't believe everything that's going on, and that's here in America, and of course on a global scale also with the whole Greenland situation.
Yeah, I mean, I thought January would be a quiet month, but I think once the strike on Venezuela and the kidnapping of Maduro happened, I was just like, oh, it's going to be a rough year.
Yes, it's going to be
So
very, very rough. I wanted to get real quick over to the couple super chats we got coming in. Boogie the Cat,
Yeah.
thank you for that channel membership. Appreciate that. And we've got I can't even begin to sound that out. But $5.
Yeah, I'm not going to try. Yeah.
$5 for the co-host there.
Thank you.
And then
Yeah, the
looks
co-host
like
is here. Take another treat.
have another treat. There you go.
Have another treat. There you go.
We got a lunatic dog, so we got to give him those calming treats. He's over there stoned off his ass right now. I'm kidding. The dog's not stoned, but he is very relaxed right now. Very relaxed. And Miss Spook, you got a new channel membership over on your side. So
thank you.
There we
How
go.
do we tell if it's on your side or my side? I can't remember.
I think from my side it shows a link, chain link that you can't see when I highlight it.
Okay.
So if it shows the chain link, that's coming from your side, I believe. So
okay, cool.
Yeah. So
Right.
I wanted to make sure we got to those because we fucked up last time. We had so many super chats coming in, and we weren't able to get to all of them. So apologies for not getting those.
I apologize as well. I mean, we talked about it after, and we're like, oh shit, we forgot to acknowledge everyone that had given us super chats. So if we didn't acknowledge you last time, we apologize, and we'll definitely make sure we do it this time. So
someone said something funny. Josh can't eat co-host.
Yeah, don't eat my cat. Please don't eat my cat.
I had you know how sometimes you get the angry commenter just out of nowhere. You know how that goes. But I had somebody comment. They said, eating the cats, you're fucking disgusting. I'm never coming to this channel again. Okay.
Little did they know it was the president that actually said it. So
yeah, that's sort of one of the things though, unfortunately, when you make references to Donald Trump's bullshit, because he's always saying new bullshit, it gets lost in the weeds, and then people just think you're talking about eating cats. And you get the I had a bunch of angry people yesterday because I titled that thing with Trisha about the goddamn, I know words, the Epstein files, because that's what we planned to talk about, and then the shooting happened right when that information was starting to come out. So got a little hell for that. Here you go. You got the worst Emily. I disagree strongly. I think that's probably the best Emily, with $10 from your side. You can go ahead and read that. That's for you, buddy.
Thank you, Emily. One thing that's been fascinating throughout the whole ordeal has been watching these friendships blossom across the world. Glad you two came together. Thanks for all your work. Thank you very much, Emily. And I think we explained how we kind of met on the last live stream, right? It's for those of you who don't know, I mean, you guys know on my channel, I kind of do the critiquing of the media, and I found this guy who was he said something about I can't remember exact video, but you were doing a video on Canada, and I'll be honest, I expected that you were going to be like doing the whole tariff thing and blaming it on exchange and stuff like that. But I watched your video, and I'm like, holy shit, this guy's like real. He understands what's going on. So yeah, the friendship kind of started there, and I messaged him on Blue Sky and said, hey, I hope you don't mind if I use your video, but I also really appreciate you understanding, what your government is doing to Canada, and things kind of blossom from there. So, yeah, thanks, Emily. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, and I'll be honest, I didn't know what the fuck I was talking about. Like, I learned so much from my Canadian viewers after like one or two videos on Canada. Those just kind of blew up, and
Mhm.
Canadians were happy to explain to me all the shit that I didn't really understand. And I'm like, okay, no, I definitely need to understand what it is that I'm talking about. But what I did know is that when a person coming in as the president of the United States says, "Hey, we're taking over your country," that's generally a bad thing, you know.
Yep.
So
Yeah. Yeah. But it was also, I mean, I remember because when most of the videos, whether it's the media or even other content creators, in the beginning, they were always blaming the tariffs, or they were blaming the exchange rate, or, so anything else but, you know, the real reason why, which is the 51st state stuff, right? And actually taking us over, right? So that's
mm.
why I reached out to you. I remember that day, and I was like, shit, should I actually message this guy and let him know that I'm gonna use his video? And I did, and you replied right away, and I guess that's how the friendship started. So
Yeah, most people don't ask,
yeah,
and it's like it's not horribly frustrating because, like, yeah, I mean, somebody that's got a viewer base that may not know you is using your video to do like a react video to it. Like, that's cool.
yeah, yeah,
They don't always like credit you, like, hey, this guy's the enemy from within, or Guard the Leaf on YouTube. Go check out their channel. That's kind of
yeah,
the most frustrating part. But
yeah,
no, I thought it was cool you reached out. I was like, yeah, hell yeah, man, that's cool. And then I watched some of your videos. I'm like, no, this guy's got it. This guy's good.
yeah,
Because I don't. There's not like a real polite way to say it. A lot of people that don't necessarily have that sort of it factor for YouTube will grab those bigger channels just to try to like get views, and then it's just
yeah,
kind of a shitty system sometimes.
yeah,
It's just kind of
yeah,
how it is.
yeah.
Broke but happy with 10 channel memberships over on my channel. Thank you, appreciate that. Broke but happy, a little more broke now. Just kidding. I'm kidding. Thank you. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. The 10 channel memberships. Thank you.
Yeah.
And over on your side, 13.99 from Sylvia.
Thank you, Sylvia. Thank you.
And then look at this. Look at this. The worst Emily jumps over to my side. She says, I got to share the love over here too. Thanks for all you do. I appreciate that, Emily. Thank you. Thank you. And they're
Yeah,
coming in quick again. Oh, look at
yeah.
that. Broke but happy got 10 on your side too.
Thank you, broke but happy.
Yeah. What do you got your membership set at? I'm at a buck 99, but I hear 2.99 all the time. And I'm thinking that's an iPhone thing that they're charging
Yeah,
them.
I'm not too sure. I mean, I know the memberships. Um, I've actually been thinking of um redoing the memberships, and because I about 2 weeks ago I did a member call, and it was actually very cool to just jump on a Zoom call and talk about what's going on in the world with the members. And
Mm.
we had a very small group, and I invited you over, but unfortunately it was bad timing for you. But
Yeah. Yeah.
um, we got a very good conversation going on, talking about everything within Canada, within the world, the US, and all that kind of stuff. So I think whenever I get some time, I might need to start looking at what I can do for the membership. So
Yeah, God, I wish I had time for things like that. I'm always out in that damn truck. We'll
yeah,
get back to more of these super chats in a minute, but
yeah,
we should get to one of the many fucking elephants in the room right now. I want to talk
yep,
to you about Mark Carney's speech, just bringing down the fucking house over at God, what was it called? I keep fucking up the name. Uh,
Davos.
Davos.
Yep,
Yeah, yeah. How about
yeah.
that?
Uh, you know what? That was probably one of the best speeches I've heard, and it's you, you you, I have to see the step back and look at the dynamics between Canada's leader and the U.S. Leader. And there's so many videos out on social media comparing the two after his speech, right? And
Yeah.
one's talking about battleships and like whatever else and stupid shit, right? And then the other one
Mhm.
is really giving a message on what the reality is. And one of the things that has really struck me and actually struck a chord with me is when our Prime Minister Mark Carney said that nostalgia is not a strategy, and we got to like
Mm,
just basically leave whatever we are holding on to and realize that we have to move forward because everything has changed. So, for me, in one of my videos that I did a few days ago, I actually put that in there saying that, we have to drop the nostalgia when it comes to the US. And,
mhm.
you know, when, if I relate it to myself, I have a lot of nostalgia for the US. I used to visit a lot. I went to Vegas, California, Hawaii as my three states that I used to visit frequently. But I have memories there, and it's sad. But those memories don't mean as much to me anymore. And for me, yeah, I can hang on to the nostalgia, and I can continue going. But for me, it's not. How do I say it? It's not worth more than what is happening to my country right now, or the threats that are happening to my country. So, yeah,
Mhm.
I mean, Mark Carney's speech, it's been praised around the world. So,
Yeah, it was. I mean, I am sort of at a loss for words with it. It was absolutely fantastic. Your points you made on it were
mhm,
so good too. But it's uh, it's one of those things we need to see in the world right now. You guys all know I didn't know much about Canada coming into this entire thing. I didn't know much about the rest of the world. Period. I'm educated in American schools. What do you mean we're not the center of the universe? What are you talking
mhm,
about? Um, and we're at that point in the world right now where the countries just do need to move on. And I
mhm,
support it 100%. I know it's going to fucking suck here. I know it's going to be absolutely miserable when we all come to the realization how dependent we were on the rest of the world and the other economies. It's going to be a disaster here.
mhm,
I mean, massive job losses, homelessness, people going hungry. But I would rather see that. I would rather see the world stand up to what's going on than
mhm,
to just fall in line. And with my misunderstanding of the Canadian people when I first met y'all, and watching Americans one by one fall in line with Donald Trump, I just thought that's the way it was going to go. Initially,
yep,
that's the way I thought it was going to go, and I'm
yeah,
pleasantly surprised.
yeah. And I would love to have 100% of Canadians on board with this, right? And unfortunately, up here in Canada, we do have our group, smaller groups that do want to separate. I know Alberta's got I don't know what it's called, but I know there's something going around right now where they need to meet a certain amount of votes, or um, what's it called? Someone in the chat help me out. But regardless of that, Alberta's there's a small group making noise out there to want to separate, right? And
Mhm.
it's just, how do I say it? It's not healthy, I guess. And from a Canadian point of view, referendum. Thank you, thank you. Um, yeah, they're holding a referendum on that, but
Mhm.
it's not healthy, and I think the divide and separation really started ramping up in 2016. During Trump's
Mhm.
initial um, election push, right? And from that point moving forward, on both sides of the border, to me, it's been growing in terms of the people who want to separate are louder, and they're in our comments as well, right? Your comments as well as mine.
Mhm.
They they just want, they don't see the unity of what is actually needed, right? So
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, that's extremely frustrating. That's one thing I'm very concerned for with Canada, and maybe I'm misreading the entire situation, but Canada right now, in my opinion, is emerging as a world leader, a major player on the world
Mhm,
stage. And I worry about you guys because we were once that also, and we fucked it
mhm.
up. We
Yeah,
100% fucked it up, and that would be my advice to Canada: don't fuck this up. Don't fuck this
yeah,
up. because
Yeah.
unfortunately, MAGA started out as this very small, very ignorant fucking movement, and it captured so many things in this country. Um,
Mhm.
one of the weirdest things they captured was like masculinity. Like you're not a man if you vote for Kamala, and like so many people fell for that,
Yeah.
and you watch this shit just take over, and you think that like this is just a small group of dumb motherfuckers, and then next thing you know, it's a very large group of dumb motherfuckers, and never
Yeah.
ever underestimate that.
Mhm.
A large group of dumb motherfuckers can do a whole lot of damage.
Yeah. But the dumb motherfuckers with
We
what's
get
going
it, my
on right
friend.
now. Yeah, I said the F bomb. Um, the dumb motherfuckers. I mean, with everything going on right now, do you think that group is starting to kind of open their eyes, or because I have
Depends.
read that some MAGA are starting to open their eyes and realize what's going on, right? But do
Mhm.
you think that movement is starting to grow as the days go by?
Depends. I mean, you got first the farmers, right?
Yeah,
Farmers going, this isn't what we voted for, and it's like you didn't. I mean, what are you
yeah,
talking about? You heard the man say he was going to tariff the world, and that to me is shocking. As a truck driver, I went, these tariffs are going to be a bad thing, and then the farmers that work on a global scale said, hell yeah, tariffs, and then they go
yeah,
broke.
yeah.
And then they go, we didn't vote for this, so now the farmers are pissed off, and
Mhm.
back to your point earlier, this gun debate is now coming from the Republican Party.
Right.
That's gonna be an interesting fucking fracture. That one's gonna be
Yeah,
super interesting. So yes, some of them are waking up. How many are willing to do it? I don't know. And there's so
yeah,
many more examples. The God, I could go on and on. The people that were waiting for their $5,000 Doge check, are they finally realizing they're not getting the goddamn thing? Um, you know,
yeah,
I mean, yeah. There's definitely fractures in it. I think it's going to be two things. It's going to be the economy affecting the very people that voted for Trump. And they'll
mhm,
lie to themselves about it. These guys will live under a fucking bridge, guard the leaf, and tell you they're living the best life they've ever lived. It's crazy.
right.
But
Yeah,
this gun situation is going to be very, very interesting as that unfolds.
yeah. Because I know, the gun lovers are very protective of their guns, and what happened yesterday, it's sad, and it's sad that maybe a life had to be taken for people to actually kind of wake up and say, "Oh, okay, maybe this is not right."
Yeah,
So,
and
yeah,
unfortunately for the MAGA movement, for the Republicans, it doesn't have fucking anything to do with someone dying. Nothing.
yeah, yeah,
What it has to do with is Donald Trump now speaking out against gun ownership in America. Nothing to do with
mhm,
the dead guy, period,
yeah,
at all.
yeah. And it's unfortunate, I mean, it really should be, but
Yeah.
it's yeah.
That could
Um,
be a massive fracture. That could be massive. We'll see.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Let's see.
want to
Keep
read
up
out a
the good
couple
fight,
suit.
fellas. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah,
Do you have access to
no,
them? Can you highlight them, or?
I can't highlight. I can't highlight on my
Well, let me
side.
go ahead and move down the list then,
Yeah.
because yeah, we do got quite a few. From there you go, Miss Spook. Yep, that's coming from your side.
Oh. Carney's WEF speech was legendary from Newfoundland. Thank you, Miss Booth. It was legendary, and I don't want to get into Canadian politics, but I think everybody can imagine how that speech went if the other person won. So I'm very glad. Our prime minister is who he is right now. So
Yeah, it was fantastic. I try not to. I have a rule on this channel, Guard the Leaf. Like I
mhm.
know that if I put out a video about Canada, it's gonna pop off a lot of views. It's gonna do well, but I never speak about Canada unless it's a big deal, because I don't want to milk the country for views. I don't know if I'm being weird about that or if it's just sort of a principle I have. But man, when he gave that
Yeah,
speech, I said I ain't got a choice. I got to speak
yeah.
on this too. That was
Oh,
a big one.
yeah. This Canadian allows you, or this Canadian is totally fine if you do speak about Canada. So it's all good.
I won't milk it though. I won't like look for. I won't do sort of what a lot of our left wing content creators do in America and like make everything into a big deal. You know, like
Yeah.
if it's a big deal, you're gonna hear from me. But if not, yeah. But
Yeah.
no, Mark Carney is, in my opinion, so goddamn impressive. I fucking adore him from
Yeah.
afar. So yeah, he's
Yeah.
awesome. We got Loki Reloaded. Thank you, Loki. I have seen that name for years now. I
Nice.
appreciate you still being around. Long time no speak. Joshy, good to see that you're doing well. I was around for a while when TGT, that's This Guy Trucks, that's my old trucking channel, was active. So
Oh, nice.
yeah, like I said, I've seen Loki around for years. I've got a few people out there still that have followed my YouTube journey for 10 fucking years at this point, across multiple channels. And you have to imagine, Guard the Leaf, when I being a trucker doing trucking content and then moving to left-leaning content, I made more enemies than friends, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I actually had a few of my viewers wanted me to reach out to you to give you a heads up that some of these other truckers were, trying to dox you and all this kind of stuff. So,
Oh yeah,
yeah, I remember messaging you about that, and you're like, "Oh yeah, I'm totally used to it." So,
I'm used to it by now. Happens all the
yeah,
time. Happens all the
yeah,
time. So, Krista with the $5 says, "Love the collaboration between you two. Keep up the good fight. Much love from Atlantic Canada." Hell yeah, we will keep up the good fight. We will. We're trying. I think it's such an important
yeah,
thing. There are obviously, Guard the Leaf, a lot of Canadians that are super pissed and have every right in the world to be, and are looking at the closest American to be angry at. Like, I fucking hate all of you, and I definitely understand the anger, but I do want to keep up the friendship, obviously,
yeah,
with me and you, a little bromance moment. But all the people I've met from Canada, we're all still just people. You know,
yeah.
we're in a bad situation, but we're still fucking people.
That's actually a good um, thing that you brought that up, because I mean, I want to try on my channel not to group all U.S. citizens together, right? And I think sometimes on my channel I might get too carried away, and obviously when the president is running his mouth and stuff, sometimes I do want to say, you know what, fuck the U.S. Just you guys are on your own, and whatever else, right? But I have to kind of ground myself, and my grounding is actually thinking about my friends in Hawaii, thinking about my friends and family in California, and
Mhm.
you as well, and even the other content creators in the US that I talk to, right? And it grounds me back to not, how do I say it, not grouping everyone into one bucket, and making me understand and realize that yes, there are smaller groups here and there, and others that do really want to fight, right? So,
Yeah.
sometimes I create a video and I watch it after it's published, and I'm like, ah, shit, maybe I shouldn't have said that. Maybe I shouldn't have, um, been so harsh on, grouping all, U.S. citizens together, right? So, for those of you in the chat right now and are from the U.S., I do want to apologize if I have grouped you guys together. But just know that sometimes it does come out, and it's from our point of view, when when we're from Canada and even the rest of the world. We're watching this, what's going on within your country, and a lot of us are just trying to say, thinking, why don't you guys do something? But I know it's not as easy as just doing that, right? So, it's support. I do support everybody that's in the U.S. that's trying to fight. Um, but at the same time as well, I'm keeping my boycott up, and also protecting Canada as well. So
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, I think anger is a fine emotion. I think everybody fucking deserves to be angry right now.
yeah,
And I think that reasonable people that are watching you and maybe hear you say, like, Americans need to get their shit together, hypothetically, would understand that you're not saying, you know, all the Americans. You're well aware that you've got support on this side
Mhm.
also. It's just kind of a tough thing. Like, I generally let people be pissed off. Like, hey, you're angry. I get it. I do draw the line at a few things. Like, you need to stand up and do something, motherfucker. Like, what? Who do you think you're talking to? Like,
Mhm.
I am very much doing a lot of things. Speaking of, like, I ain't gonna spoil it, but I got a video for you guys coming out later today, hopefully, maybe tomorrow, where it's me once again fucking doing something.
Yep.
But then you get people that just kind of go off the fucking deep end. It's like, man, I understand you're angry, but like, this shit you're doing right now. Like, here, I'll give you an example. I had a very angry Canadian that had the solution to the problem here, to
Yeah.
the problem in America. And they said, and I know they're Canadian. They've been following my channel for a long time. We've had plenty of pleasant interactions, but they said, we just need to kill all the Americans and repopulate from people from other countries. And I was like, whoa, hold your horses there a little bit. That's a little bit extreme, right? You need
Yeah,
to
that's a
chill
little
out.
extreme.
And
Yeah.
then she's like, no, you don't understand, Josh. You guys are a fucking problem, which I agree with. I agree we're a fucking problem.
Yeah.
And this is what needs to happen. I said, look, what you're suggesting right now is fucking genocide and eugenics. Kill them all.
Yeah.
And repopulate with more desirable people. I said, I understand you're frustrated, but like, that's going way too far.
Yeah.
And that, of course, pissed her off. And then I told her to goose step her ass on out of my comment section, because that was some Hitler shit.
Yeah.
Like,
So-
there's being angry, and there's like shit like that.
Yeah, that's going a little bit too far, and
Yeah.
I'm embarrassed that she's actually from Canada, to be honest. So,
Yeah.
yeah, so I don't know what to say to that. That's going
No,
beyond the line.
you
So,
you don't owe me an explanation period at all. No Canadian
yeah,
does. And I do my best to just let people be mad. Go ahead, let it out. Just
yeah,
get it out in the comment section. Say whatever you need to say. But
yeah,
there's obviously got to be some lines to that for sure.
yeah.
Here you go, Robert, with 10 channel memberships for Guard the Leaf.
Thanks, Robert.
Appreciate that. We are way behind again. Look at us. We are
Yeah.
way behind on this. Robert with the $10 says, what's going on with Canadian truckers who so diligently protested COVID restrictions in 2022 and blocked Ottawa downtown and were blessed by Trump? Are they MAGA now, or are they converts now? Do you know much about the Canadian truckers, what they're thinking right
The
now?
Canadian convoy. I'll be honest with you, I don't really know too much about it, but I know they were causing a big stir during the COVID times. There have been I don't the live chat might know more than me on this, but there have been rumors that they were funded by the U.S. To basically stir the pot. Right? I think they're just Maple Magas. That's what it is, right? So
Hmm.
we have our own Maple Maga in Canada. I have them in my channel all the time, and thank you, moderators, for helping me to keep it clean. But I think if you ask me, I think are they mega now? I think they're Maple Megas. That's my opinion. So.
That's probably it. I'm very, very disappointed with American truckers right now. We were all told that truckers are the heroes of the highway. We stand up for what's right and wrong and all this shit. And we were not we. I'm not including myself in this statement, but truckers were ready to shut down the entire fucking economy because the poor babies had to put on a mask. Are you shitting me?
Right.
They were ready to shut down all of New York City because Donald Trump committed crimes. And no, we're not doing anything in New York City, which failed miserably, by the way. I made fun of that on my old trucking channel, you goofy bastards. But now we're in a spot where, at very least, Donald Trump is destroying their livelihood, and they go, hell yeah, this is fucking fantastic. I ain't shutting down shit. If I could find like 1,000 truckers in this country that agreed with me and wanted to, cause a little good trouble, let's do it, right? But my goofy ass just parking a truck in the middle of the interstate and like blocking traffic is just gonna get my ass in trouble. I need 999 more of you to I don't know, shut down a goddamn interstate with me, or something. Imagine how effective, and this isn't well thought out, this is just off the top of my head, but what if we just lined up outside of Minneapolis and just shut that interstate down,
Yep.
like as protest. And I don't know if that's the right answer. I'm just kind of spitballing here. But
Mhm.
I have almost zero support from truck drivers out there that swore they stood up for what's right and wrong, and it's super, super fucking frustrating.
I'm curious. I mean, in the trucking industry, is it mainly left leaning or mainly right leaning?
Oh, right, hardcore,
Right,
right?
hard right.
Yeah,
Okay.
like fucking, like licking the taint of Donald Trump. Like it's bad.
Mm,
It's bad.
got it.
So, um,
So
anti
you're a unique one.
Yeah, yeah, I got a target on my back, that's for sure, absolutely. Uh,
Yeah.
Anti-citizen 666 with $5. Protesters in Minnesota should bring up Epstein when they're interviewed by Fox. Tell them this and Greenland is a distraction by the Trump regime. I mean, bringing up Epstein at any opportunity, I think, is always a good idea. It definitely pushes their buttons. But I'm having trouble saying that everything out there is a distraction from the Epstein files myself. It very well could be a byproduct of it, but I was confronted by a person from Denmark that said, "Hey, like, I understand that you Americans want to say this is just a distraction from Epstein files, but like, we're on the brink of fucking World War III right now. You
Yeah.
know, there's people over here, so I don't know where I fall on that necessarily, if it's all just a distraction from Epstein, but some of it is.
I think some of it is, not all of it. I mean,
Mhm.
if you ask me, I think the orange guy really is just a power trip, right? He wants to control everything. Um, in a sense, the media has kind of turned away from the news on the Epstein files. I
Mhm.
haven't heard very much of it lately. Um, but overall, if you ask me, it's about money, right? So he wants the minerals from my country,
Mhm.
Greenland, and he wants to basically take control of the oil of Venezuela. So that's, I think, is his primary motive. But you're right. The byproduct is that the Epstein files are kind of being swept under the rug at the moment, right? So
Right, right. Yeah, it's about money, abroad on other countries, it's about money. Here in America, it's very evident is the word I'm looking for. I think I was
mhm,
trying to mix 2 words there. Very evident that it's about the election here.
yeah,
That's what I gathered from yesterday, basically trying to strong arm Minneapolis for the, voter rolls. So, depends what front you're on, 2 different agendas.
yeah,
Andrew, thank
yeah.
you for that, new channel membership, appreciate it. And you user PC6JS with the $5 or $3. Appreciate you. Here's an interesting one from CNT connoisseur. I'm not sure. $5. This one's gonna be. We'll see where this one goes. Canada stood by and let the U.S. invade any country it wants till now. Then even helped invade some. You reap what you sow. I disagree with the you reap what you sow part at the end of that, but I
Yeah,
mean, we've been allies for a long time.
yeah,
So I'll
you know,
kind of let you take the lead on this one.
yeah. No, I mean, I don't actually disagree with this, and
Okay.
it's uh, in a sense, a lot of what I've been thinking lately these days is why have we done so much to help the United States, right? And
Mhm.
we, especially with the video that I just put out today, where the Orange McNugget is basically saying that NATO soldiers, Canada, UK, Denmark, and all of us didn't play a good, a major role in the war in Afghanistan, right? And basically saying that, oh, we weren't on the front lines or we were hanging back a little bit, right? And that w- I always have to. I've been thinking, it's like, why the hell did we help the United States if this is what if this is how we're going to be treated, right?
Mhm.
And the CNT connoisseur's question is, it's you know, Canada stood by and let the U.S. invade any country it wants till now. Yeah, we did, and I can't disagree with it. But what I could say moving forward is that I think Canada will move forward and say, you know what, we're not helping you anymore. We're going to be more very or be more careful deciding if we're gonna, align ourselves with the United States. So,
Fair.
I mean, it's I yeah, I mean, I can't really say anything to that because we did help to invade Iraq, not Iraq, Afghanistan. But the question I have in my mind right now is why, for what, right?
Right. Right.
So
That that was
yeah,
such a good answer. I was over here ready to get defensive, and you handled that shit. Appreciate that,
well,
CNT
I totally
connoisseur.
could have went defensive, right? But then at the same time as well, I realized that yeah, Canada has just basically followed along with the U.S., right? And I hope that moving forward, Canada just doesn't do what the U.S. wants it to do moving forward, right? One of the
Yeah.
things, not talking about war, but when it comes to the China EV tariffs, we put on 100% on China just because the U.S. wanted us to, right?
Mhm.
So yeah, like this is just another scenario or thing where we went along with it, and I do hope moving forward that we don't. So
Fair enough.
yeah.
Fair enough. Great fucking answer. Great answer. I
Oh.
get a little emotional sometimes. I'm like, what? What did you just say?
Well, I mean, I have to be realistic here, right? I mean, I
Yeah.
don't want to be defensive when it is something that, hey, we did, um, we were part of it, right? So
Yeah, that's kind of where we're at, like
yeah,
we do have to deal with some sort of uncomfortable truth sometimes. So no, I
yep,
am in awe by your handling of that question. That was very well done.
yeah.
A couple tiger beers. Yeah, oh yeah, that sounds
Oh yeah, thank you.
fantastic.
Yeah, Tiger beer is very popular over here in Malaysia. So
Okay, okay. Thank
yeah,
you for
it's
that
good. Yeah,
$10. Appreciate it. I've never heard of tiger beer, I don't think.
I'll send you a photo of it later.
All right, sounds good. And
Yeah,
we've got this is coming from your side, Douglas, uh, giving you $20.
thank you. Love your channel and start my day with it. Appreciate that, Doug.
Isn't
Douglas,
that such
sorry.
a Douglas? Yeah, isn't that
Yeah,
such a weird, interesting feeling? I don't mean to make it sound negative, but a lot of people, I'm sure you get that a lot too. Are like, hey, you're the first person I watch every day, and then I don't really watch the other channels. A lot of people are sick to death of being clickbaited right now, so
yeah.
it's cool that people are like, hey, this is how I start my day or end my day is with your videos.
I'm still I'm humbled, but at the same time, I still, every so often I ask my wife, I tell my wife, like, I can't believe people actually watch my videos, right? Because when I first started my channel, I just threw up, I told myself 2 weeks, I'm gonna keep doing videos and see where it goes, right?
Hmm.
And it just kind of blew up, and I get emails from people that say, I start my day with your videos, whether it's on the treadmill or having my morning coffee or tea. I wait for your video to be published, and then I click on it. I'm like, just like, wow, people actually watch my videos. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, thank you, everyone.
It's super interesting, like
Yeah,
I have to kind of remind myself sometimes because like I'll have I'm sure you have them too where you have those like slumps in the channel, like everything sucks. It's like all going to
yeah,
hell. And then
yeah,
you have the really good times too. And then you go through the slumps, you're like, oh damn, that video only got 8,000 views. What the
yeah.
hell? And then you got to remember, like a year ago, 8,000 views, I would have been over the moon. I would have been ecstatic, to see
Oh, for
that. And
sure.
so
Yeah.
I have to ground myself a little bit, be like, you've come far, old boy. You'll be all right, So
Hmm.
we've
Well,
got
I think it was kind. I think it was kind of cool. We both finished the year with what was it, 111,000 together.
yeah. We're
Yeah,
basically sitting there. I mean, I don't know what I'm at. I think I'm real close to 113, but we're just sitting there together
yeah,
for the most part.
yeah.
So
Yeah, no, I think it was kind of cool. We crossed the finish line together. So,
we got
all right.
YUL spotter. That's coming from your side.
Yeah, YO Esquire. He's been a very helpful person when it comes to the aviation side of reporting. So, hey, GTL and Josh, President Bonespur is referring to Canadian Prime Minister as governor again. Carney is in
Yeah,
Trump's head.
I saw that.
Yeah,
I saw
I noticed that. I mean, I think it was on his last Truth Social post. He called him Governor Carney. So he's definitely in his head. And up until this
Mhm.
point, he's been calling him prime minister. But I think I really think it's a speech. I think that with the overwhelming response that Mark Carney got from his speech, I think that got into Trump's head, and
Yeah.
he's. And I also think that's why he wanted to or is threatening 100% tariffs on us again. So
Yeah, and I don't know how much you guys give a fuck at this point. Who cares about your goddamn tariffs, Donald? Shut up.
yep.
Shut the fuck
Yeah.
up. Like
I
the
mean,
world. Go ahead.
No. I was going to say. I mean, tariffs here, tariff there. Taco, and it's. I can't even keep track of how many tariffs have been, threatened to us, right? So.
Yeah, I think at this point, like nobody gives a shit anymore. If I'm being honest,
Yeah.
I mean, Canada's done well as far as an outsider looking in with the different trade deals and shit like that. I don't think anyone cares. But also, the world's on Mark Carney's side right now. Like, if the world had to pick sides, Donald Trump would have a very, very small team at this point. I don't even know what that team looks like.
Yeah.
I hear people all the time, that say, if Donald Trump actually does do something against Canada, like militarily or however you say that, I have Americans all the time going, how do I join Canada's military? what do I do?
Yeah.
So, the valid fucking question. But yeah, he's starting with the governor shit. I saw a commenter say, wait, wasn't that the first time he called Carney that? And it might have been, but he was also calling Justin Trudeau governor
Yeah.
a few times. And I think Mark Carney's not really the one to fuck with when it comes to stuff like that. He's just smarter than Donald Trump. That's all there is to it.
Yeah, he's always called Justin Trudeau the governor. I mean, since the beginning, right? But I think when Mark Carney got into office, I noticed that he went back to the prime minister, right? But just like what YUL Spotter said, he's gone back to calling him governor again, right? So
but it's childish. Who gives a fuck? Like, I mean, I think we're past that. The whole world is past that. Like, Donald Trump says some stupid shit that maybe would get a rise out of us a year ago. Like, what the fuck did he say that for? And now it's just so damn childish. Like, I don't know that anyone gives a fuck. Do you?
Yeah. No. I mean, it's happened so much that I think we're all immune to it now, and it's just it's just a bully speaking out again, right? But in a sense, the fact that he's still calling him governor, in my mind, still means that somewhere it might not be public right now, but I feel that he still wants to take over Canada.
Yeah, 100%.
So
absolutely, yeah. I agree with that. And plenty of resistance will come from this side too. And I don't know what that looks like yet. Like, I've always said, for me, like, I do have a line. Like, as far as like the things going on right now, if everybody wants to join me in a general strike, I will do that. But the minute that like we're actually involved in a war, like if it was going to be war with Greenland or invading Canada or anything like that, like, I'm shutting my truck down. I'm no longer participating in the economy that way. Because I mean, my truck and my CDL would then be used for Donald Trump's war efforts, and I'm not fucking participating. I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
So I'll be on here begging for money or selling trucker feet pics or something to try to get by. But I'm not using my truck to support no goddamn war. I'm not doing it. And you got CanMav with a membership over on your channel.
Oh, thank you very much. That's Kay, who I did an interview with. So he's he's I got to know him very well, actually. So
awesome.
Yeah,
very cool.
And we should mention too that we do have a Discord server now. So
I did pin the comment. Pinned comment, everybody, for the Discord. That's a Discord between both channels, both communities there, and it's getting pretty large. Guard the Leaf. It's around 700 people in there right now.
Yeah, and it's very active. And the cool thing is that, I mean, I don't know about you, but it was very hard for me to have a conversation with my viewers in the YouTube comments because they get buried, right? But having the Discord server, I've actually gotten to get to know a lot of people, that watch my video and even your videos as well, right? So I'm thankful and glad that you got it set up. So, and thank you to the mods for getting everything set up for us. So
thank you to them, the people that actually run the fucking Discord, because I straight up don't have time for it. There's a dedicated group of people, like, to the point that they will be like talking about who's covering this, who's doing that. And I saw one of them say, hey, like, I can do it, but I'll have to sacrifice some sleep. I was like, hey, Don't sacrifice sleep for this. But the point I'm making, very, very dedicated to the cause over there and handling that for both communities.
Yep, for sure.
So yeah, and I see you're very active in there. I unfortunately I don't have a ton of time. By the time I
Mhm.
finish my day, drive the truck, get the video out, I'm like, fuck, I'm ready for bed, man. So you guys don't see me in there as much as you see Guard the Leaf, but I do try to go in there, especially when the conversation slows down. I can find a point to sort of jump in. So like
Mhm.
sometimes late at night, you'll see me like pop in there and kind of say some wild shit and then pass the fuck out. So
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's pretty cool. I mean, I think this brought me closer to my community, and I've gotten to know quite a few people that watch my videos, and even yours as well. So
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
lot of good people in there. Absolutely, absolutely. So
yeah,
definitely, it's pinned at the top of the comment section for everyone here. Just click.
yeah,
I hope that link's still good. I think I set it to never expire. So
yeah,
hopefully, if the link don't work, let me know. I'll get us a new one.
yeah.
To Tone with the gifted one channel membership over here. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. Hope I said your name right. I am the king of butchering names. That's sort of my thing. And
I'm the king of butchering Canadian cities. So
yeah,
in my videos, I always feature a photo from across Canada. My viewers, they usually send it in to me, and there are some cities that I have no idea how to pronounce it, and I butcher them frequently. So I think I top you on that one. So
yeah, yeah. Well,
yeah,
yeah, I'm not real good at words, but
yeah.
Sylvia, member for 6 months. Appreciate that, Sylvia. And then Melissa says, "Are the Broncos playing sports ball today?" They are. I'll do some nerdy football shit for just a few minutes. I won't take up a ton of your time, but Broncos in the AFC Championship today. For those of you that don't know, if they win this, they go on to the Super Bowl. But after the last game, our franchise quarterback Bo Nix broke his fucking ankle. So we're using a backup quarterback to play in the AFC Championship game today. We're gonna lose. We're gonna lose. Actually, our backup's pretty solid though. I don't know how much you care about all that, Guard the Leaf, but
Uh,
it's gonna be
I
a
actually don't watch football too much, so
gonna be
uh,
a tough one. Gonna be a tough one.
yeah.
If we lose, I can't even be mad about that because you're down to your backup quarterback. But
Mhm.
I told you I wouldn't bore y'all too much with football, so on to the next. From
Yeah.
Krista, Josh, and Guard the Leaf, please collaborate on a weekly schedule live. I wish I could, Krista. I have a whole setup right here to do this in my house, and I only return home about once a month. I could potentially do it from my phone, like do a StreamYard type of thing, but by the end of my days, I am just dead tired out there. So I think, unfortunately, I appreciate the support, but I think, unfortunately, with my schedule, we're stuck on more of a monthly type of thing.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
your schedule is definitely busier than mine, right? So, I mean, whenever you're free, just ping me and we'll see if we can jump on the live stream. So,
See what we can do. Absolutely. Absolutely.
yep, yep,
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people realize because a lot of people aren't truck drivers. It's legitimately a 70-hour a week job.
yeah,
It just out there constantly fucking going, and I crank out my videos just on my half-hour break. I'm required to take a half-hour break, and that's when I record the videos. That's why there's no scripts, no editing, because if I did all that shit, I'd never have time to get a video out. So that's why
yeah,
sometimes they feel very frantic because I'm in the middle of something, like I'm getting loaded or unloaded, and they could be done at any minute. So I'm like trying to rush through the damn video to get it done. So,
yeah.
oh, look at that, $20, Lunamoth. Thank you, Josh. Mention the Epstein files every chance you get. I agree with that. I do. I do kind of shy away a little bit from the idea of saying that everything is a distraction from the Epstein files. But yeah, I do fail to bring them up as much as I should. We see that definitely is one of the topics that bothers Trump very, very much.
Yep.
Um,
It,
here
it
we go.
is funny that you don't hear anything about it right now. I mean, obviously, everything in the media right now is on Minnesota, but
Mhm.
it's kind of gone silent.
Yeah, and that was it's true that everything is a distraction from it, but it's
Hmm.
hard to it almost feels like minimizing what's actually going on, if that makes
Hmm.
sense. by
Yep.
saying that it's a distraction. It's 100% true that it is, but also
Mhm.
people are getting gunned down in the streets.
Yep.
Donald Trump's got us on the brink of World War III sometimes. And it's
Yeah.
like, as much as it's a distraction, there's also a very real fucking thing happening over here too.
Yeah.
So this is from your channel. You can go ahead with that name because I will fuck that up.
Anonymous 48. In my opinion, more people need to get angry. Need to wake up and say, "I'm mad as hell. I'm not going to take it anymore." I agree with that, and part of this is just my observation, and it kind of brings me back to my friend that I talked about earlier. I feel that there's too many people that are apathetic about what's going on, and yeah, I agree as well. I mean, I think people need to say that I'm mad as hell and I'm not going to take it anymore. But if I go back to my friend, he's not mad because he's clueless about what's going on right now, right? So it's like what you said earlier, Josh. Some of these people may not wake up to it until something personally happens to them.
Yeah.
That's
No,
just my
that's
opinion on it.
exactly it.
So
That's
yeah,
exactly it. And my follow-up to that is it's one thing to, shout from the rooftops, I'm pissed off. What's the follow-up to that,
yeah,
And that's kind of the situation that we are running into in America is like, yeah, a lot of us are pissed off, but what's the next step? What do we do from there?
yeah,
And that's when we have so little support from the rest of Americans. It's like, fuck, man. I don't know.
yeah.
I have no
But
fucking clue. So,
I think that's the key right there. Is that you just said it, is that you need the support from the rest of the Americans that are, clueless and apathetic right now, right? In order to make
mhm.
the movement.
Yeah,
There's 7 million that participated in the No Kings, but yeah, I mean that happened. But if it was 100 million or 150 million, that would make more of a difference, if you ask me.
right. No,
So
absolutely. And it's not just the protest at that point. It's that hypothetical 100 million people that just took the day off work, that just didn't
yep,
contribute to the economy, you know.
exactly.
That not only I mean, it just goes so deep. People that say protesting doesn't do anything are kind of just disregarding it as, well, it's just a bunch of hippies standing around in the street. Well, it's just a
Mhm.
bunch of people that did not show up to work today. It's a bunch of people that made a conscious decision to not go buy anything today. It's like
Yeah,
economic fucking carnage. If you can get, God, if we could just get the people that went out and voted for Kamala to participate, that's a huge fucking number, massive,
yeah.
you know.
I mean, that's
It,
in my opinion, that's what is needed, right? And like,
yeah,
I don't know how many votes she got. I mean, I know the right got 77 million, so I'm assuming Kamala got just under that. But if you had
yeah,
that many people going out to protest, or that many people deciding one day to just have a general strike, that's when I feel that it will make an impact. But you know, like I said with my friend, he has no clue. All he cares about
no.
is me trying to get me to go to Las Vegas to golf with him, and I told him that's not going to happen, right? So
Right. Yeah. No. Definitely.
yeah,
Yeah.
but
It's just how do we reach them? And that's the fucking problem that we're having. We
yeah,
don't reach them until it affects them. And once we get to the point where it's affected that many millions of Americans on a personal level, we're already too far gone at that point. Which is
yeah,
actually a shitty thing to say. That is still keep resisting, keep fighting in the event that it even gets that far. So I kind of
yeah,
worded that in a very bad way. There is no such thing as too far gone until we're 6 feet under the fucking ground. All right. that's
yeah,
that's how.
yeah.
Mr. Nobody with 5 memberships to your channel.
Thank you, Mr. Nobody.
And then we got Karen with 10 memberships over here. Thank you, Karen. Appreciate that. For everyone that don't know, the channel memberships are fucking random. YouTube hands them out. Me nor Karen nor Mr. Nobody have any control over that. So you might randomly have a channel membership now. And then just saying, with one channel membership over here, appreciate you. I'm going to bring this up and I'm going to let you speak on it because I got to piss, and we get to be my age. You can't sit here and hold it. So I'm going to let you speak on this. This has to do with Canada. Went along to get along. And while you handle that, I'll go handle my business.
All right, Sylvia 4917. Thank you for the 13.99. We went along to get along. If you're referring to how we went along with everything on the U.S., right? I'm assuming it's like we went along with the tariffs, we went along with the wars. Is that what you're referring to? I'm guessing. If it is, I agree with it because that's what I have been thinking lately, and especially with the video that I pushed out today. It made me realize why, we went along with everything. Why? You know, I understand. Yes, at the time we might have been better, closer friends and better allies, but things have changed now. And I said earlier, I hope that we're not going along with the US just to get along. And not just on a government level or a military level or anything else, but I mean on a consumer level as well, right? So for us everyday, citizens in Canada, I'm not going along with the US anymore. I'm not going along to, you know, cross the border into Blaine or Bellingham or support any of their economy anymore just because I wanted to get along with the US, right? I mean, yeah, I don't think it was because I wanted to get along. I think it was just because it was such a normal thing for us Canadians to do cross border shopping or vacation in the US or whatever else. So, moving forward, it's something where it's a fundamental change for all of us. And I don't think, at least for me, I'm not going to get along with them anymore. And, I really don't see myself going to the US anymore. So it's unfortunate, but we'll have to see how things go. Maybe a couple decades from now, or maybe when I retire, something might happen and things might miraculously get back together. But like I said in my videos, I'm always going to remember 2025, and it looks like 2026 right now. Or it's definitely a fundamental change for me. So welcome
Sounds
back.
like you handled it. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, no, Sylvia was just talking about, we went along to get along, and it's basically stating that, we went along with your wars, we went along with your tariffs and whatever else just to get along, right? But
Mm.
I think we're at that stage right now where we no longer need to get along, and Canada is just going to do its own thing and think for itself now. So
Yeah. Okay. Fair
yeah.
enough. And it looks like Kelsey, coming from your side with the 1399, was thinking the exact same thing. So I hope you got something to follow up with Kelsey on that, or maybe
Kelsey.
you covered it all already.
Yeah, Kelsey, thank you. We need to seat the table to avoid being on the menu. Definitely. Like I said just now, we're on the menu. Europe's on the menu. Everyone else basically in the world except for the US is on the menu right now. And I think it's time for us to make the partnerships that we may not have thought about before, right? And one of the things I haven't really talked about is I mean, it happened just before I moved to Malaysia, but Prime Minister Mark Carney did visit Malaysia, as well as I think it was Korea, to um, talk to new countries that we might not have before. And this actually came up with one of my coworkers of mine. He's local here in Malaysia, and he actually said, I don't even remember the last time Canada came out to Malaysia, right? And it kind of made me realize, it's something that everything that we've always done has always been right across the border south of us, right? But now branching out, whether it's in the Middle East or in Southeast Asia or East Asia, we got to start diversifying. And it's not going to get any better at this time, but at the same time as well, for me personally, I'm not going to forget what happened. So yeah, hopefully,
Right.
Kelsey, that kind of answers your question. So
Yeah, and I kind of want to disagree a little bit with one of the points you made. You said that Canada's on the menu, the rest of the world's on the menu, just not the United States. And I truly believe it's the other way around. We are a very powerful country, but we're learning how fucking fragile we are. And with the world united against Donald Trump right now, I feel like pretty fucking united. I think we'll quickly find out that it's America's ass on the menu. When not necessarily military strength, that's an uphill battle, but like when it comes to like the financial things, the dumping of the US bonds and shit like that, I think the script can quickly get flipped on the United States, in my humble opinion. I may be wrong about that, but I don't think that it's necessarily like everyone else is on the menu. I think there's much smarter people than Donald Trump out there that will be able to handle this. I think the world's going to win at some point.
Mhm.
I really do.
Yeah, I guess when I'm talking about on the menu, it's more about the takeover, right? So,
Mm.
you know, when how I take it is when Prime Minister Mark Carney says that we're on the menu, is that we're a target, right?
Mm.
Now, the rest of the world, Canada, Europe, and Greenland and Panama, wherever else he
Mm.
wants to take over, is a threat. But I wouldn't see Canada and Europe and anywhere else would be more defending themselves from the US,
Mhm.
not trying to take over the US. So I guess that's kind of where,
Fair.
I feel that we're still on the menu. So yeah.
Yep, that's absolutely fair. I definitely hear you.
Yeah.
Donald Trump's in over his head,
Yeah.
100%. He doesn't understand the intelligence of the other world leaders he's dealing with, And when you talk about military too, it's like there's some good generals that know what they're doing, have been doing their entire lives, but it's also led by fucking drunk ass Pete Hegseth. It's
Yeah.
like there's going to be so many mistakes made, so many fucking
Yeah.
mistakes. Um,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's crazy. Here's
Yeah.
a $3 from you from user. From user.
Thank you, user PC6JS7PR5W. Thank you very much.
And this is Scruff Skunk over on your side with $5 also.
Yeah, Canada wasn't involved in the Vietnam War, and Canada would not participate in the Iran War. Both were a political snub. Yeah, and I mean, I don't think we should be involved in any more wars that the U.S. start moving forward. And um, I, I feel for the veterans that participated in the Afghanistan war, because especially with we had, I think it was 157 soldiers die. I think Britain had 457, and Denmark had I can't remember exactly, but regardless of that, all of these other countries had their citizens die for the United States. So, for me, I'm glad we didn't get involved in the Vietnam War. I'm glad we didn't get involved in the Iran war, but I also hope that we don't get involved moving forward as well. So,
Yep.
yeah, but thank you, Scott.
There you go. Lone Wolf with $10 also coming from your side, Guard the Leaf.
That's my side. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wants to know how they can help.
All right. As a person that has never been to the USA, how could we support the people actually fighting this tyrannical US government peacefully without supporting the main economy, if that option exists? It's a good question. I mean, I reached out to Belle of the Ranch, a while ago, and I actually asked her this question, and she did a video on it. And I got a bunch of responses from her viewers, not mine. I had a bunch of people email me saying, "Hey, I'm not subscribed to your channel, but I wanted to answer the question for you." And the U.S. citizens, I mean, your peers, Josh, basically the only thing, and collectively what they told us, is that there's nothing else that Canadians or the outside of the rest of the world can do except for boycotting. And it's got to really escalate. On a citizen level, we're doing what we can, but it also has to be on the commercial level as well, which I don't think is ever going to change. So, if the only takeaway I got from that, and even from Bell, is that the only thing we can really do is keep boycotting, and we have it has to be their economy that has to be affected, whether it's the tourism economy or product economy or whatever else, for them to actually feel it. Now, I wish there was more we can do. I mean, I wish there was something I can do to help you, Josh, to get things going. But I don't think. First of all, I wouldn't want to get involved because one, it isn't my country, and I have my own country to defend. But at the same time, as well, it's not. I feel it's not in my place to help out as well. What we can do to help is just to continue the boycott.
Yeah,
That's just my opinion.
No, I agree with that. And the boycotts have been extremely effective. I think that here in America, we've kind of lost track of sort of paying attention to the economy as much now because we've got so many other things on our plate right now. But
Yeah.
when it was just about the economy, I was curious to see, like, I live in Colorado. I was curious to see what was going to happen with like the ski resorts here.
Mhm.
And I've never followed up on that because I'm too busy worried about getting gunned down in the streets right now. But the boycotts actually do work. There's been economic damage to
Yeah.
America because of that. And then with Donald Trump's most recent stunt with Greenland, I think that that's probably escalated as more people around the world are boycotting American products and services. It's just we probably haven't seen the fallout from that just yet because that's new. That just happened. So.
Yeah. I can actually give you a bit of an update on the ski slopes because I did a few.
Mhm.
I did one from Montana as well as I think. Oh crap, where was it? It might have been Vermont.
Mhm.
But the resorts manager, they were definitely saying that many Canadians are not coming down anymore,
Mhm.
and they're trying to give Canada only promos, or what's it called, the dollar at par promos to try to get people back to their ski resorts. So it's definitely
Mhm.
making an impact. Um, Sorry, what did you talk about after that? You mentioned something
Shit,
else.
man. I don't know.
I can't remember. But regardless, I mean, the ski resorts, they're definitely feeling it as well.
Mhm.
Um, what else? The I did an interview with Wayne Smith, who's a professor at the Toronto University, and
Mhm.
he brought up an interesting point that I think moving forward, we've been boycotting for all of 2025, and that's a massive amount of revenue that has been lost,
Mhm.
tax revenue, right? And he mentioned during my interview with him that most likely in starting February, March, April, is when we're going to start to hear the states and local counties um, announce that there's going to be a lot of budget cuts or there's going to be a lot
Mhm.
of funding cuts because they just didn't have that tourism revenue that they're so
Right.
used to getting, right? So um, one of the places that he mentioned was Las Vegas, as well as I think it was Florida. I'm not sure if Wayne is watching right now. Hopefully he is, but he did mention that with the lack of tourist tax revenue coming in,
Mhm.
um, city programs, city funded things. I think he mentioned the stadium in Las Vegas is actually funded by tourism tax. There might be delays on it. So I think that's
Mhm.
going to be the next thing that we're going to hear a big push on from the US media is having a lot of budget cuts or, layoffs or whatever else within, um, city employees because, that revenue from 2025 has been drastically reduced. So,
Right, and you remember, how I was saying that for Americans to actually participate and start realizing there's something wrong, it has to affect them personally. So when they start
exactly.
losing their jobs, and, their livelihoods over it, that is the boycotts working to finally get America's ass in gear to realize there's a fucking problem here. So I think
Yep.
the boycotts are wildly effective. It's one of those things you stick to. Like if you boycott for a day and you're like, oh damn, nothing happened.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it takes a lot longer than a day. It really does. I think there's probably horrible financial news going on in this country. It's just we are very distracted with
Mhm.
every goddamn other thing that's going on. So
Yep.
a boycott. I encourage it all the time.
Yeah.
I said on my channel, if Americans want to general strike and boycott, I'm actively encouraging you to put me out of a job. Like, do it,
Mhm.
you know? And I get a lot of people from other countries that comment on my videos and say, hey, I like you, but I can't support, American products, even content creators anymore. And yeah, sure, it
Yep.
affects the bottom line over here, but I support that. If that's how you feel, that's what you think you should do it,
Mhm.
because you have to
Yep.
be honest. Like, sure, money comes to me, but money also goes to fucking Google from doing all of
Yep.
this.
Yep.
So hey, if that's how you feel, I hate to see it go. I mean, I got bills to pay too, and I love having you around, but like, yes, do it. I encourage it. You know, it
Yeah.
doesn't hurt my feelings when people tell me that because I get it. I get it. You know?
I understand. Well, I mean, I think hopefully 2026 the boycott will continue to go. And one thing I do want to mention, I mean, I get a lot of people on my channel saying, you know, when I read out numbers like 25% down in terms of border crossings or 35% down, or you know, in BC, I think British Columbia is the highest at like 35 to 40% down in terms of border crossing.
Mhm.
But I get a lot of people saying, you know, I wish this was 100%, or I wish it was, you know, higher than that, right? And I do as well. I wish it was 100%. I wish nobody was going to the US, and I wish the boycott was
Mhm.
strong, right? But one of the things is with the border numbers, I mean, you're always going to have people going to the US for work. You're always going to have people going to the US for family reasons. And then
Mhm.
also commercial crossings as well, right? But what I want to say is that yes, the numbers, let's say for example, BC, it's 35 to 40%. I think New Brunswick, it might be around 30% if I remember correctly. We'd love to have those numbers up higher, but the existing percentage that we're boycotting right now, we already know that it is doing damage at the border towns. So, you know, for me, I'm happy with it. I would love to have those numbers higher. But at the
Mhm.
same time, I already know that even at 35% or even at 30%, it's still doing a lot of damage to the border towns.
Right, absolutely.
So,
Those percentages matter, man. Like it's a big fucking deal. 30% is a lot. You remember the bourbon distilleries were like it was something stupid. You definitely did more research on this than I did, but they were saying, "Oh, Canada's only like 1% of our sales. We don't care." I don't remember the
mhm,
exact percentage, but they were trying to minimize it. Now they're fucking closing down. So
yep,
I mean, 30% may not seem like it's enough, may not seem like it's a lot, but I mean, according to these distilleries, that 1% is enough to shut the motherfucker down. So,
yep. And
you
it
know,
doesn't take very much for companies to close down as well. So, US businesses, I mean, 20% hit in their revenue is a lot to them as well,
mhm.
right? So it's enough
Yeah.
to actually close their business down. It might not sound a lot, like, you know, if their revenue or their if the Canadians are down by say 15% in terms of visits to their business, that might not sound a lot, but to them, it's enough to make a lot of damage to their bottom line. So,
Absolutely, absolutely, it
yeah,
is. I'd like to see it higher too, but that's 30% is massive, a huge
yeah,
fucking number.
yeah.
It's
Well,
Nolan. Thank you for the channel membership. Appreciate it.
yeah.
And then we've got from the Guard the Leaf channel, we've got Dan Akers with the $10.
Thank you, Dan Akers. In my 60 years, the US has 3 years no troops in combat elsewhere. Even when we get good leaders, they do not dismantle the bad system back to Eisenhower. Trump is the result, not the cause. I agree. I mean, I think, you know, and don't take offense to this, Josh, but I think this is Trump is just really the mouthpiece that has kind of set everything
Mhm.
ablaze, right? And you know, it really, in my opinion, it really kind of started in the 2026 election run where um, you know, I remember it was a debate between him and Clinton, and he was saying things that we are just not used to hearing in a presidential debate.
Mhm.
And I was watching that, and I was like, wow, is he actually saying this, or is he actually doing this, right? And but I I I actually made a bet with my friend. I bet him $100, and I said, you know what? I think Trump is going to win. And
Mhm.
it was only because I saw the social media. I saw the the rhetoric and the language really start to flare up, and I said, "You know what? I don't have a good feeling about this," right? And you know,
Mhm.
I won $100, right? So, but you know, he is the result of exactly what has been kind of underlying. If you ask me, I don't
No,
know if I make sense on
100%.
that. So,
It
yeah,
does, and the underlying thing was racism the entire time. The
yep,
entire time.
yep,
No, I agree with that. He spoke with a lot of hate, and that's part of it. But like the other part is the part that he doesn't deliver on, where he talks about how he's going to make the American people so rich and the economy is going to be so great, and people just eat that shit up. But I mean, I don't have much more to add to that. Yeah, after hearing you break it down, yeah, that's accurate. That makes sense to me.
yeah. I
So,
mean, I don't want to you know, insult any U.S. citizens, but I think a lot of what we are seeing right now is just kind of it was always there, right? And now that Trump has made it okay to be racist, everything else is coming out now, right? So
Mhm.
that's
Yeah,
just my
abs-
opinion, but yeah.
yeah. Yep, absolutely. Nolan, cheers, gents. Long time watcher of both your channels. Appreciate the hell out of you both. Well, Nolan, I'll speak for me and Guard the Leaf. We appreciate the hell out of you too.
Thank you, Nolan.
I think it's okay for me to speak for both of us on that.
Yeah.
All right, and we've got Sly Bind. I'm fucking that up for sure with the $10. How many times have we helped the USA fight fires, and how many times have we helped restore your power grid without even waiting for you to ask? That's the answer we get to thank you. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I understand that. I didn't know the extent of that when I first started this. When the wildfires break out, and Canada always shows up to help. Look, I don't understand it. I have no rational response to why this is even fucking happening.
Yeah.
You know, you ask any rational, normal person, as far as I can tell, like Canada's like for the most part always been by our side. You fucked us over with the Nickelback thing, like I've said, but you know, outside of that, like y'all have been pretty solid. So I don't have an answer. You guys have helped.
Yeah.
And this is how we repay you. I mean, it's just is what it is, I guess. I don't know. I don't fucking know. There's no logical answer to that. Here we go. Coming from your side again, user with the $10 for you.
User PC6J7PR5W. Thank you, GTL and Josh, for what you do. A lost Canadian living in the USA. I've spoken to a lot of Canadians living in the US, and a lot of them are, well, some of them are actually moving back to Canada. And, I've spoken to R. He's my first ever interview that I did. And he actually should be getting back to Canada pretty soon. So I'm going to be doing a follow-up interview with him. But, I guess all I want to say to you is stay safe down there, man. And, it's, if it was me I have a few friends working in the US. I have one friend working in LA. He's on a green card. He's a person of color. He's worried. And it's one of those things where he hasn't gone back to Canada within the last, I think, 6 months, just because he's worried about what might happen when he comes back or tries to get back into the US, right? So I just, for a Canadian living in the US, all I can really say is stay safe down there, man.
Yeah, and get the hell out. I think I talked to that guy. The guy you said was the first one you interviewed. He was on the Discord. It was such a weird interaction that I intervened a little bit. He typed in the general chat. He said, "Hey, does anybody want to do voice chat?" And somebody responded to him. They're like, "That's kind of a weird question, don't you think?" And he's like, "What do you mean? Like, we're all like-minded people, and like we have the voice chat, we can all hang out." And I was like, well, yeah, that was kind of an odd thing to say. So I jumped down in the voice chat with him for a little while, hung out with him. Like, so now it's kind of a running joke. If I see him, he'll ask sometimes, like later at night, he'll be like, "Hey, does anybody want to jump in voice chat?" And I immediately respond to him, "Weirdo."
Ours a cool guy. So
yeah. I think we're talking about the same guy. I think.
Yeah, we are.
Because he okay, cool. It's Nolan with the channel membership on your side. How about that? Look at us.
Thank you, Nolan.
Oh yeah. And also he sent some money over to your side.
Oh, thank you. ISK, I think that's Iceland, right? Iceland
Is it?
currency? I think so.
I'm over here smashing buttons. I hope we're still live. I'm over here smashing the keyboard.
Yeah, no, we're still live.
Cool.
Oh wow, I see. Yeah, okay. You keep going. There's a few more that.
Yeah, we still got more. Yeah, we still got more. A White with the $27.99. I appreciate you, man. Thank you for the support. And we've got $10 from user PC6J over on this side. They're just bouncing back and forth between the two channels. How cool is that? That's cool, guys. Thank you. Appreciate it. Just gave Guard the Leafs the same gift. Thank you, Enemy from Within and Guard the Leaf. You guys are doing great work here. We appreciate it, man. We're both just normal working class dudes that figured it was time to speak up, So everybody needs to like keep that shit in mind right there. I'm just a truck driver that started talking. Guard the Leaf does his thing just from the working class and started talking.
I'm just a tech guy with a loud cat, so
Yeah, we're just as fucking normal as it gets. So
Yeah.
thank you for appreciating what we do and the work, but like literally anybody can participate is the point I'm trying to
Yeah.
make.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And we got Riddick
Uh,
over on your side with the $5.
Thank you, Riddick. We'd love to see a collab stream with you two and someone from Europe. Thanks for all the content so far. It's part of my morning routine also. Yeah, I mean, when I started this channel, I mean, Josh was one of the first people I reached out to, and the Bill Kelly podcast. Bill, I reached out to him as well, and he was one of the. These two are the first content creators that actually acknowledged that I existed. So I'm definitely trying to reach out to others. I have been speaking to House of L, although I haven't heard from her lately. I don't know where she's been, but yeah, I mean, there's other content creators lined up, and I know there's a few others that are interested in jumping on. For those of you on my channel, I actually just finished interview discussion with Jason from Wrong Enough to Know Better. So that video will be out most likely next weekend. So he's I guess he's out in the winter in India. So him and I had a good conversation. We were on the call for about 2 hours. So expect that to be released probably next weekend. So
Nice. And me on my side, I am absolutely shit at networking with people. I don't know how to reach out to people. I fucking forget to respond to people. It's a real problem. And for everyone chatting, I want you to know I am paying attention. That's why I keep looking over here. But we fucked up last time, and people were sending all the super chats, and we did not get through them. So we definitely wanted to make sure we get through those. But I am reading all of your comments, and I'm seeing all your heart reactions and everything that you guys are doing. Appreciate y'all. Yeah. We got Boogie the Cat. Next step, withholding federal taxes. I don't know how risky I should get here. I'll just give you a thumbs up to that, and I'll leave you to it. But
that might be something that might get you in trouble. So.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Right now we're funding the bullets they used to shoot us with. Isn't that something?
Yeah.
Isn't that something? Fucking crazy. And we've got Donald, not Donald, Donald from your side with the $10.
Thank you, Donald.
And you've also got a new member.
Nice.
Also got your new member. How about that?
Thank you, Artemis. Arbitus, yeah.
Karen with the $2 says, I am a Michigan wife. Michigan's getting a little crowded for me these days. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Must be something in the water up there. I don't really know, but I appreciate it, Karen. Yeah, apparently Michigan's a very busy state for me. I don't unfortunately go there very often, but hey, I got some fans. Got some fans. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Arbitus, I think I did good there. Been watching you for a while, about the same time as I started watching Guard the Leaf. Have a lunch on the road on me. I appreciate that. Thank you. I'll make sure it's something good instead of that truck stop filth they're always trying to shove down my throat out there. So I appreciate that. Boy, they are busy today, Guard the Leaf. They are busy today. Luca with $5. Someone please explain why MAGA is so loyal to such an awful human. Before I knew better, I supported Trump, but now knowing what I know, I despise him. Well, that's, in my opinion, that they are attracted to an awful human because, unfortunately, a lot of people are fucking awful humans. That's really all it is. I don't have a good answer for you. People love that shit. As long as someone else is doing worse than them, then they're fucking happy. They don't care if they're doing better. As long as they can see the results of someone else doing worse than them, they're good with it. But do you have a theory on this?
I have no say on this. I'm glad you answered it.
Yeah,
that's your territory.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. Mr. Pilks, member for 3 months. Appreciate it, Mr. Pilks. Thank you. And Rom from Canada with the $5. Appreciate you, Rom.
No, that's 50.
Oh, is that? Oh, fuck. Holy shit. Good thing you caught that. I would have felt horrible. 50 is even bigger than 5. Thank you. I appreciate that so much. Thank you for catching that. I said $5 and would have just moved right on past that. I noticed the color was different. Appreciate you, Rom. Thank you so much. That's huge. Thank you. I almost fucked that up. It's a good thing you're here. And then TK with the $7. Appreciate you. See if we got here we go. This is right up your alley. Came in on my side, but $2. Are you aware of the Alberta separatist movement? Me personally, only a little bit. I was shocked I got away with an Alberta joke once in a video. I thought I was gonna get fucking crucified for it, but there was some bullshit going on. I don't remember what it was. And like in the video, I said, was that you, Alberta? And I expected to get destroyed on that one, but apparently it went over well. It went over well. So.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I'm aware of it. I'm aware of it, but I haven't really focused too much on it. And I don't want to say I'm avoiding it, but at the same time as well, there's also another front that I have to cover, which is basically, our next door neighbor, right? So, there's other channels out there like Klaus Kellerman, Wrong Enough to Know Better. They've covered it a lot more than I have. So, I would recommend going over to them and getting their opinion on so.
Yeah. That's a good strategy. Hey, I don't really know enough, but here's a good resource for you. That's a good way to handle things. Yeah, I like that. I appreciate that a lot. Anne Marie with the channel membership. I appreciate you, Anne Marie. And we've got $5 from Smashing Data. Do you say that data or data? How do you say it in your world?
I say data.
Data. All right, I had it right the first time.
What do you say?
I also say data, but I used to get corrected a lot. So it's the same thing with the GIF and the GIF thing, It's
well, I mean, here's something that's funny, right? I mean, I get corrected all the time when I'm doing my videos. People say that I'm not saying it the Canadian way or I'm saying it the US way or whatever else. But it's not that I do it on purpose. It's just that I guess it kind of proves how ingrained Canadians are with, the US entertainment, media, and whatever else, right? And I'm learning that with this channel that I've picked up some vocabulary that is normally spoken by US citizens versus Canadians. So it's interesting because I mean I didn't really notice this until I started this channel. So
yeah. But anyways, he says we all need to be acutely aware of Dr. John Gartner's analysis of Donald's undiagnosed mental disorders, and these are big fucking words for a trucker, man.
Mental disorder and probable frontal lobar dementia. That's the part where it makes him stand weird, right? I think.
I've heard a little bit about that, yeah. But Donald Trump's brain is fucking fried. I mean, I think we're all aware of it, but like, what the? We're all aware. It's just fucking bizarre. Just absolutely bizarre. Here, this one's coming from your side. We're aware, though. It's just crazy. This one's coming from your side. There you go.
Donald, thanks again. I've never been so proud to be Canadian. Mark is leading us into the new world. Confidently with self-respect. Viva la Canada. I agree. I mean, I'm in my mid-40s. I've never experienced anything like this in my lifetime, where our best friend is no longer our best friend. So, when situations like this happen, you have to have a good leader moving forward. And, I don't want to get into Canadian politics, but I'm just very glad that we have the leader that we have right now. So I agree with you, Donald.
Yeah, I have. I don't know if I'm allowed to accept this title or not. It's up to you guys. But I have been called an honorary Canadian many, many times, and I couldn't be more proud to be an honorary Canadian. I agree. Mark Carney's just a badass. I mean, that's all there is to it. I don't know if I'm allowed to accept that title officially, but hey, I'm proud to be an honorary Canadian for sure.
This Canadian speaker right now will accept you. So,
all right, that's good enough for me. Yeah, that's good enough for me. Nope, I'm getting other commenters. They saying I'm in. Thank you. I appreciate it. I always get told to go work in Canada, but I'm the enemy from within. I'd be like the enemy from over yonder, I guess, if I did that. So, so we got Dwarf Grumpy with the $7. After the orange is gone, the U.S. needs to revisit the Constitution. The holes allowed this mess to happen. It has been too easily captured. Yeah, I am absolutely shocked at how easy this was. We thought we had this ironclad system that like checks and balances co-equal branches of government, and all it takes is one madman, apparently. It's so much deeper than that. You're right. We need to enforce the fucking thing. How about that?
Yeah.
That's a good starting point. I don't know if increasing the size of the Supreme Court is the right answer. I don't really fucking know, but a whole lot of things need to change so that one person can't take over an entire country again. This is crazy, just insane.
Yeah.
I don't have
Yeah.
an argument for you, Dwarf Grumpy. I really don't. Like, more so than just looking at the Constitution is putting something into fucking action so that this can't happen again.
Yeah.
God help us all. So, and we got Crystal with the $2. Boycott AI. Even if just 10% cancel OpenAI, it's enough. I need to get more into that, Crystal. I had saw something about how OpenAI is just kind of bleeding money right now, but I only read the headline, which I probably shouldn't have done. Do you know much about that, Guard the Leaf?
I don't actually know.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, they're trying to build these massive data centers. They're trying to use our money to do it. And yeah, I messed around with Chat GPT like a little bit to like, would this be better at writing a title than I am? And when I looked at the titles, I was like, no, I'm still better at this. It was just clickbait shit is all it was. So no, I'm on board with that for sure. Charlie's Girl with $5. The struggle is real. Sad to see the people because of a sociopathic narcissist. I mean, yeah, I kind of sometimes get some things that I don't really have a good response to, and like I'm right there with you. I mean, it's truly fucking tragic that this country is falling just for one man's ego. I don't know.
It's one man's ego, but then there's still millions that support it, though, right?
Yeah.
So that's the thing that disappoints me, right? So
yeah,
if it was just one man and 350 million people didn't support it, that would be a different thing, right?
That would be a different thing. And also if Congress would start doing their job. They know this is wrong. They know. And there's a super chat coming up we'll get more into. I saw it pop up earlier on the screen, and we'll get more into that.
Yeah, I think we're getting behind on the super chat. So
I tell you.
There's a bigger one that I need to acknowledge later.
Yeah, I'm trying to get through them. Thank you guys all for the support. Definitely. When is violent resistance warranted? I do not know the exact line for that. And I would hate to sit here, Puff the Magic Monkey, great name, by the way. I would hate to sit here and draw that line in the sand on a fucking live stream that is 100% probably being watched by people that are paying attention to what I say on here. I would hate to draw that line myself. I honestly don't know the fucking answer. I don't.
Yeah.
I just don't. This one's coming from your side. So there you go.
Arbitus RM. The other thing is I think that the stats show Canadians spend more money when they go to the US on vacation than most Americans do. It's true. I mean, I Josh, maybe you know this, but does like vacations in the US, from your employers, it's not mandatory.
Slow down. What the fuck's a vacation?
Okay, never mind.
What are we talking about here?
Yeah. No, because I mean, our Arbitus is right, because when Canadians go on vacation, we tend to stay longer and we tend to spend more, right? And especially with the snowbirds, they'll stay anywhere from 2 months to up to half a year. So it's definitely something where, yes, there's still domestic travel and tourism, but they're not going to be getting as much as what Canadians and Europeans and even anyone internationally is going to do to spend money in the United States, right? And especially if you're coming from Europe or Asia, it's a long trip, right? So you're not going to go to, California, Las Vegas, or New York for 3 days and then head back. You're going to go there for a couple of weeks and probably to multiple cities, right? So yeah, it is true. I mean, I do believe Canadians spend a lot more than the domestic tourisms do, or domestic tourist does. So, but yeah, thanks, Arbitus.
Yeah, I would think so. I mean, for one, there's not a lot of Americans going on vacation. That's been a thing for fucking years, years.
Hmm.
I remember when I was a kid, every once in a while during the summer, we would take a week long vacation, with my parents, and I don't remember that happening since then. To a point, like it was like the early 2000s, the
Yep.
media all over America was buzzing about the new trend called the staycation, which means you stay at home and just relax instead of going out to see things. And that's how they sold it to the American people. Hey, you dumb bastard, you can't afford shit. Keep your ass at home. It's such
Yep.
a trendy new thing, staying home, which that's what we all do these days. That's
Yep.
what we do.
Yeah.
Vacations. I was shocked when I heard like Canadian snowbirds own homes in America. I
Hmm.
was like, what are you talking? You
Oh
own
yeah.
homes there? You got two
Yeah.
homes? Like what? What? I can barely
Yeah.
afford this trailer I got. What are we talking about here? So the point of that is that I think it stands to reason that Canadian and foreign tourists in general would spend a lot more than we do. A lot
Yep.
more.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's why
I
those.
mean,
Go ahead.
yeah, no, I mean the snowbirds, they spend a lot of money. I mean, there's still some going. But I did a video on in terms of just comments from my channels, and some of these snowbirds are spending like 30, 40, 50,000 for the 4 or 5 months that they're actually down there, right? So it's a lot of
It's
money.
nuts. That's insane. That is
Yeah.
absolutely
So
insane. No, we don't spend anywhere near that. I mean, I don't know everyone's financial situation, but if we're much over $1,000 for a vacation, we're probably
mhm,
staying home. Like,
yeah.
and that's
Hey
why
Josh.
the boycotts matter. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say, can you get to the super chat from David?
Yep, that was
I don't.
next.
Ah, David, I really don't know what to say, man. $100 is a lot, and all I have to say is thank you. And good morning from Vancouver. Trying to keep up with the boycott, but the big supermarkets like Superstore, Safeway, and Save On, etc., are making it hard by lying about where the products come from. By the way, love your videos, GTL. Thank you. I totally agree. I mean, when you go to Superstore and you pick up a piece of celery or like something, and the sign says, it has a big maple leaf on it, and it says made in Canada or produced in Canada or whatever. And then when you go to the actual product and it says made in the USA, that is something that frustrates the shit out of me. And
Mhm.
it's I've been saying on my channel, we need to be reporting this to the CFIA, right? Because the more volume that they get in terms of reports is the only way that the CFIA is going to do something about it. Um, but they're continuing to get away with it. Now I can't obviously see the supermarkets now because I'm in Malaysia, but I'm sure it's still going on. I still have people sending me emails, and I actually encourage people to send me the photos of the maple washing. So if you're on my channel, and you see the maple washing happening, send me the photo, and I will be happy to call them out on my channel. And I'll, the more that we get exposure on this, the more that hopefully something can get done about it. But David, thank you very much for that. I mean, 100 is too much, to be honest. I mean, you didn't have to do that, but I really appreciate it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's see, that's the such a good point though. How you said if you know about this, tell me, and I'll put it on my channel. I'll expose this. I'll make sure 112,000 people know what's going on. So
yeah,
that's to the people out there that say that we're sitting around recording videos and not really doing anything. It's shit like that that does matter. It's such a big deal.
yeah.
Just put it out there.
Yeah, and
And
that's the thing I wanted to do with my channel. I just didn't want to push out videos and then that's it, right? And not interact
yeah.
with the community. There's channels out there that they just push out a video, and I don't see much communication in their comments. They just push out a video and then keep churning it out, right? But for me, and I know you, Josh, as well. You're always in your comments. I want to interact with the community. I want to show what you guys actually want to see, right? So maple washing. If you guys have any photos of it, send it over. I'll be happy to show them. So,
Hell yeah. Awesome.
yep.
We've got Guild of Arcane Lore. I'm not sure how that was said, how you say the A specifically, but he says to me, I'm an Afghanistan vet. What is your email? Yeah, my email is it's pinned under every video, but it's just the enemy from within YT at gmail.com. It's a huge, long fucking email because I didn't think this like channel would actually grow. So I didn't put much thought into it, if I'm being honest with you. But the easiest ways to reach out is like Blue Sky or through the Discord, because my email is unfortunately like crammed full of shit. It's crazy. And I have a rule, Guard the Leaf, that I don't open links that come in through email. Like if you want to show me a link and like you post it to like Blue Sky and tag me in it, you know, you get the preview with the link and everything. I feel a lot better about that. But when it comes to my email, I never ever open them, and I've got literally a million links in my inbox. So
yeah, I hear you.
So that's just how I am about it. But that's my email address, the enemy from within YT@gmail. Appreciate the support, man. Let's go on to the next one from Robert. Robert says, trucking in Chicago area on the intermodal container routes is not so bad in terms of home time daily. I have a Cascadia 2012 paid fully. My gross is around 140K. Oh, what is my net and gross? I appreciate the $20, but I unfortunately don't want to discuss my earnings on the internet. I appreciate your support. I do over the road though. I hate doing local home daily shit. It's just not for me, and I prefer to be out there on the open road. But I hope you'll forgive me for not wanting to discuss finances over a live stream.
Yeah.
And this one's coming in from your side, from Krista.
Hey, Krista. Thanks for sharing the wealth to my fellow Canadian. GTL, thanks for your updates. I'm in New Brunswick above Maine, and they do notice this thing for sure. I definitely think they do. I mean, especially with Maine. You guys know how I feel about Governor Mills, and I'm proud of you guys in New Brunswick as well as Quebec for not going to Maine. And to be honest, right now is probably even a worse time to go to Maine, especially with ice rolling in. So good on you guys in New Brunswick for standing your ground. Thanks, Krista.
Appreciate it, Krista. I kind of zoned out there. I was watching the other chat, so I'm sure you handled it just fine, though. Just fine.
Okay.
It kind of gets to be a little overwhelming sometimes because you want to make sure you're acknowledging, you know, everybody that's chatting, and then these. I mean, there's been 89 super chats that have come in across both channels today.
Oh
so. Overwhelming, my friends. Thank you, though. Yeah. This is also on your side from Wayne. Wayne? Yeah, Wayne. I can read. I promise, guys. I can read.
All right. Thanks, Wayne, for the 10 Canadian super chat. To the only guy I know who nerds out on these numbers as much as I do. All the best. Wayne Newsmith. Wayne, is this you? The guy from Toronto? I think it is. Well, I appreciate the super chat. I didn't know you'd. I got thrown off by the new, so, but I think I know who this is. But thanks very much, Wayne.
Awesome. Hell yeah, appreciate it, Wayne. And also on your side here, Gina.
Gina, wow, I just keep coming in. Thanks for the $10.
Yeah.
Thank you for our hard work in guarding the leaf. I appreciate it. I mean, I have to feel humbled on this, and you know, I'm not a professional. I'm not a you know, I'm a tech guy with a cat and a YouTube channel. So, you know, I'm just trying to do my part in terms of, you know, what's going on with our country. So, you know, thank you very much. And you know, guarding the leaf is really what I just want to do. So even doesn't matter where I am. I'm overseas right now, but I'm still guarding the leaf. So thank you, Gina.
Oh, yeah. Yes, sir. Everybody can speak up. Everybody. Donald over on my side now. What's up, Donald? Good to see you. You guys rock. Sent $10 to guard the leaf. Could not leave you out. Please know that your voices are respected and needed in this time of tyrannical leaders. This Canadian still cares for my U.S. friends. I appreciate that, man. It's such a tough thing because, like, yeah, my country is threatening your country, and I appreciate, you know, the people that realize that it's not the American people that want this are asking for this. And I am learning so much more about the world right now because it's a rough fucking spot to be stuck in. It really is, you know, because it's easy for us as Americans to be like, oh, and I mean this in the most respectful way, but we look at Russia and go, what a bunch of shitheads, right? Because the Russian government is doing some bullshit. right?
Yeah.
And then you find yourself, you wake up one day and like your American government is doing some bullshit, and all Americans get lumped into the bullshit, and it's such a hard thing. And I appreciate people realize, like, yeah, I don't think that the American people as a whole altogether are doing enough yet, but I appreciate those of you that see us out there and know that we're not all on board with this shit. So thank you, I appreciate that. And this one's coming in over on the Guard the Leaf side.
Oh, thank you. El Tanco 178. Thank you for the 10. Hats off to you guys. Love your daily takedown on what's going on. I appreciate it. I mean, I'm not always right. I mean, I'm just giving my non-expert opinion on things, but I think a lot of people agree with me, and I'm just kind of saying what I feel, right? So, if I'm wrong, feel free to correct me, but at the same time as well, I feel that am speaking for a good majority of people. So appreciate your support.
Hell yeah. Also Guard the
Yeah.
Leaf side.
Oh, thank you. Trolls T. I'm sorry, I'm gonna butcher it, but Codeler. I'm very sorry, but
I can't help you.
thanks for the 169. I think that's Danish Crown. Is it DKK?
Yeah, it is actually. Yep.
Okay. Remember, you only have one friendly neighbors, and yeah, that is Denmark. Thank you very much, and I appreciate your support. And I am planning to do. I actually have an interview lined up with a citizen from Denmark. We're just kind of going over the structure of what we're going to talk about. So, hopefully soon. Maybe I think by next week, I should have an interview up and running for her Danish viewers. So, thank you for the support.
Very nice. Very nice.
Yep.
And Marie Canada says, can you explain briefly why it's so hard to impeach Trump? And by the way, thank you for the $5. So I'm open to being corrected in the comments if I get this a little bit wrong, but impeachment by itself doesn't do a goddamn thing. Impeachment is handled in the House, and they just need a simple majority there, I believe, right, in the House to impeach Donald Trump. But what you're looking for, Anne-Marie, is the actual removal process handled in the Senate. And I believe that requires a two-thirds vote in the Senate. Out of 100 senators, you got to get 2/3 of them to go along with it and agree to convict him. Now, they all know what he's doing is wrong. They all know he is breaking the law, but they do not have the spines to fucking stop him. So it is, I believe that you could probably, at this point, maybe get the simple majority in the House to impeach him, but you're never, ever going to get the goddamn removal, the 2/3 needed from the Senate. That you need to do that. What's 2/3 of 100? I don't even know that fucking number. Do you know?
Oh, sorry, I was looking at something else.
Yeah. I don't know the exact number. I'm sure somebody will get me on that. But it's a frustrating thing for all of us involved. We know what he's doing is wrong. 66, 67, somewhere in that range. So out of 100, you need 66 or 67 people to convict Donald Trump of his crimes.
Yeah.
And they're just not going to, Anne-Marie. That's the simple answer. And the only way to do that is get that many Democrats into the Senate. And I don't know what that election looks like in the midterms. I don't know too much about that, or if we even have an opportunity to get that many, because we're not going to get, could we get a Republican senator? Maybe one or two, but we just don't have the numbers. We just don't have the numbers. That's the unfortunate reality. We could impeach him all day. He's already been impeached fucking twice.
Yep.
Democrats win the majority in the midterms. He'll be impeached 7 more fucking times, but we'll never get that conviction in the Senate.
Yeah.
We just never will. Never fucking will. And we got Gina. Oh, we're running short on time, aren't we? Oh, we passed our time. Okay, we got to get through these. Gina with the $10. No more super chats. Super chats are cut off.
Yeah.
we promised we would get through these. So Gina with the $10. Thank you for speaking truth to power, Josh. Shouting from the darkness with important boots on the ground, non BS. I appreciate you, Gina. Thank you for your support, because it doesn't matter what I do if nobody's fucking watching. And this is David. David, are you shitting me? David over on my side now. That's who got you with the 100 earlier, right?
Yeah.
David, I appreciate you,
David.
man. Thank you. Thank you. I really, really appreciate that support. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, David.
And Surfer with the $10 from a U.S. Navy vet retired that can't vote for the president. Stay safe, mate. Well, I will. I'll do my best to stay safe. No fucking promises. No promises. Got a big target on my back these days, but I appreciate the support. We've got broke but happy with the $100. This is 175 trillion Donald dollars. There we go. Appreciate it, man. 175 trillion Donald dollars.
Nice.
And I'm going to screw up this name, Fionn, I think, with $5. Hey, Josh, say Saskatchewan. How'd I do?
Saskatchewan?
Yeah. How'd I do? Again. Saskatchewan.
Yeah, you got it right.
Hey, there we go. Well, according to Fionn here, if I say it right, I'm an honorary Canadian.
Yep.
So there we go. There we go. Broke but happy on your side now with the 100.
And this is the $743 trillion Donald dollars. Thank you.
Yeah, that fucking exchange rate. That exchange rate will get your ass. I'm $2 something trillion richer than you. So
nice. Donald dollars.
Yeah, Donald dollars, exactly. Lone Wolf with the $5. You are welcome. You are a welcomed reprieve from how very serious everything is, and I appreciate how you scream sanity. Keep it up to you and guard the leaf. Thank you. I appreciate that. I do my best. Yeah, I do my best. I have moments of insanity myself. It's different, I think, for most people's. I get concerned if the jokes are going to land more than anything. I'm like, oh, fuck. Because, I mean, I already know they want to kill my ass, so I don't really think about that anymore. But if the joke don't land, that's devastating for me. This is over on your side there, Guard the Leaf.
All right. Anonymous 48. Thank you for the 5. It was perfectly said. Canadians visiting were introduced outside money into the U.S. economy like domestic travel, which is just basically money shuffle. You're right. I mean, we're new money coming in, whether it's from Canada, Mexico, Europe, Australia. Anyone going into the U.S. is new money. But, domestic tourism is basically taking money from one pocket and putting into the other. So you're 100% right on that. But thank you for that.
That's over on your side too.
Oh, thank you. 23 OD. Appreciate the, is that euro or is that, euro. That is euro, right? Euro, $1.49 euro. Thank you for that.
And
I get the euro and the British pounds mixed up sometimes. So
the people love you. That's for you too.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, Ara Chow, for the 10. Appreciate it.
Oh, here you go. That one's for you too. How about it? How about it? The support.
Anonymous 1991 GB. Thank you for the $4.99 British pound. Hello from the UK. Just booked my trip to Canada. That's awesome. Where are you going in Canada? Like, what cities are you going to be visiting? And let us know in the chat. I'm always biased to Vancouver. I mean, we got the cooler weather in the winter, and we got the mountains and the coastline. So, but let us know where you're going in the chat. Thank you very much.
There you go. That's for you too, buddy.
Whoa, dude. Jurgen 4613 for the thank you for the 250 euros. Go on like this. Thanks from Germany. I appreciate it. I'm amazed how many people view our channels from overseas. Like, I when I first started this channel, I thought it would be, primarily Canadians, but I have viewers that are from Sweden, Australia, Germany, Netherlands, Denmark, Greenland as well, and all over the place, right? And I'm amazed that people around the world are actually watching my videos, to be honest. So, but yeah, thank you very much, Jurgen.
Yeah, that always shocks me too. That I got people all over the world watching. I actually had some commenters from Germany too. a couple days ago that were kind of filling in the blanks for me on sort of what's going on with Germany, because I was pointing out that it was the chancellor of Germany that's like, hey guys,
Mhm.
it's kind of going a little too far with Donald Trump, isn't it? And I was
Yeah.
I was kind of, I mean, it's a dark time for Germany that I'm referring to, but like when Germany's going, hey, don't you guys think you're going a little too far? That should be like a reality check for the world. Like,
Yeah, it
hey,
should be a
yeah,
bit of a warning sign.
yeah, exactly. And also,
Yeah.
Jurgen came over to my channel too with the 250. Thank you.
Nice.
We will both go on like this. Promise you that.
Yeah.
Karen Johnson with the 10 channel memberships over on my channel. Appreciate you, Karen. Thank you so much. We are almost through this, my
Almost
friends.
there?
Almost there.
Okay.
Almost there. And this is on your side. This one's for you.
Okay. Feinch 2. I'm sorry if I butchered that. Thank you for the $27.99. Kamala Harris said in her book that she expected the fascism, but what she did not expect was the level of capitulations. Would you both say that the end? Would you both say that in the end, it's about who's making the money? Yeah, I mean, I think this is all about the money, if you ask me. I mean, what other reason would the Orange McNugget want Greenland, or why would he want Venezuela or Canada? I mean, it's really about the minerals. It's really about the resources, and I think he actually said when he invaded or took over Venezuela, whatever he wants to call it, but he did mention that he's going to bring in the U.S. oil companies.
Mhm.
And that tells me right there, okay, well, it was never about the drugs. It was always about the oil, right? So
Mhm.
I 100% think that is about the money. So
Yep, and
what's your take on it?
that's why I always say when the world responds the way they do, that economically hurts the United States. That's why
Yeah,
Donald Trump always backpedals on it. However,
yeah,
maybe there's a good reason I'm not a world leader of any kind. At this point, I wouldn't wait for Donald Trump to do the next stupid fucking thing. I would
yeah,
just put my foot on the gas and fucking get the fuck away from the United States and say, look, you've been fucking around for way too long and we don't have time for this shit anymore. It's
yeah,
100% about the money. And that's why the economic response always works every fucking time. Every time.
yeah, yeah.
This one's for you.
Oh, no message. No message. Just keep up with the truth for us. It's much appreciated. Thank you very much, Lisa, for the $27.99. I appreciate it.
All right. And last one. This comes in on my side from the super fan, bartender's daughter. Good to see you. The American psych is different from European psych with respect to these ruthless egomaniacs. We tend to admire these types, unfortunately, vicariously internalizing the illusion of power. I want y'all to give me a round of applause for just powering through those fucking words right there. Ninth grade educated trucker just absolutely destroyed that. How you like that? How you like that?
Well done.
Um, I don't know if I agree or disagree. Yeah, because all the people that respect and admire Donald Trump for the simple fact that he's just a bully. That's it, and they will do whatever to stand up for him. So I don't disagree with that statement at all. I don't think it's. I hate to do this, but not all. It's not all Americans. I'm sure the world just rolls their eyes at this point. It's not all of us, guys. Shut the fuck up. We're sick of hearing it,
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't generally disagree with that. Donald Trump is in power for that very reason, 100%. We have gotten through all of the super chats. I want to say thank you to everyone that has been supportive today, even all the general chats that we did not get to read out. I was reading along as we go. I appreciate your support. I unfortunately have a big project I need to get to work on today. I can't fuck this one up. That should be a
Yeah,
video.
and I actually got one more comment on my side.
Okay.
It says, well, no, it's not in that chat. It says, hi, Guard the Leaf. Can you help me take the kitchen garbage out? And also, there's 2 more bags in the laundry room. Thank you.
Oh,
from
that's
my
the
wife.
There you go. Yep, you got shit to do. Well, real quick before you go, Anne-Marie just grabbed a membership on your channel too. So
thank you very much, Anne-Marie.
All right, my friends. I think that's it. I had a good time. Guard the Leaf. Always a good conversation with you, man.
We should do this again. I mean, hopefully we can do it again in February sometime. Just let me know what your schedule is, and hopefully, the next time we do it, everything is calmed down and we don't have some major stuff to talk about, right? But
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah. Let's hope for a
maybe,
boring stream where no one watches next time.
yeah, well, yeah, let's hope that we don't have a lot of chaos going on between now and the next time. So, but I'm
Right.
not counting on it, to be honest.
Absolutely. All right. Well,
Yeah.
I'm going to call it. I got shit to do, but love you guys. Appreciate y'all stopping by.
All right. Thanks very much, everybody. We'll see you next time.
All right. See ya.
Thank you.